Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Three Dads and a Console. We know not every dad can stay up to date on the latest and greatest in video game news that you need to know about, so we are here to do it for you. Remember, this show is kid-friendly, so no earmuffs are needed. Now on with the show. I am one of your hosts, Waba Plays, alongside, as always, the Court
Hey,
is
Waba,
in session.
that great intro that you read week after week after week, an AI couldn't have wrote that. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think you wrote it.
I did. That's it's probably the best script I've ever written.
And I've just internalized
Very
it,
good.
but also externalized it because I get it
Yeah.
wrong at least once a month.
That's okay. If it makes you feel any better, I for the next 2 weeks I have to host a PlayStation Drive by myself, and I am the opposite of a host that will do the whole rigmarole that everybody does. Like if I hosted Three Dads and a Console, there would be no intro like that. There would be a kerfuffle. And I wrote the words. There would be me tripping over things and me not understanding what I'm going to say. I usually just wing it at the PlayStation Drive, and then at the very end of the week, end of the episode, I'm like, "Oh yeah, Patreon," and then I read it off. But I think I do it more fun because I'll put in like Robbie Bobby Miller, who's in the chat. He's a Patreon supporter at Carpool, and I give him a separate shout out on what's in the script because I'm just like, well, I know
You
what
go
he's.
off script. You're loose
I-
cannon court.
It's more fun. I'm like Pez. Speaking of loose cannons,
The loosest out there.
the loosest.
They call
loosest
him the
cannon.
goose. He's so loose.
The goose. They call me the juice because I'm loose.
Like a moose. What that caboose? Sheesh.
If they call you the juice, your wife better leave the house.
The juice.
Give him the juice.
No, well, do you have a Bronco in the driveway? Like, what's going on here?
I do.
Waba, you didn't get the joke. He got the joke.
I did.
You did not get the joke.
I saw
Waba, you
South Park.
admit right now that
What?
you did not get my OJ Simpson joke.
Well, like
See, he did not get it. That's the best part. Oh my goodness. Pez, you knew
Did-
exactly what I said when you better watch your wife, right?
Did this man just say, is that from South Park? Is that what
Yes.
you just said?
I mean, obviously
God.
not.
Do you know who OJ Simpson is?
Yes, no, I
Do you know what he did?
Allegedly.
No, it's not allegedly.
I'm not trying to catch a case over some semantics, dude.
And you know what? OJ Simpson is the type to sue a podcast of three dads over not saying allegedly.
Allegedly, he's hard up for.
Just like Brett Favre
Yes.
is suing news outlets for not saying allegedly, when he definitely, but allegedly, stole money from Mississippi's welfare department.
He allegedly definitely did that.
Allegedly,
And he's got that,
definitely
that
allegedly
copper-
did that.
That copper tone kneecap guard thing money. I thought he'd be all set.
Copper, you
got that
think
infomercial money.
You think that copper tone kneecaps would pay a lot, but alas, in 2023, here we are.
Now Nana's just replacing her knee instead of
Instead of
bracing
copper
it.
toning it, instead of blocking it from the UV lights.
I love the fact that because of him being such a not allegedly being a scumbag, because I can say that I can call him a scumbag. I can.
Yeah,
I don't have to
can
say
prove-
what he allegedly did.
we can
I love
prove
the
that
video
he's
they
a
keep
scumbag.
showing over and over again of him taking a nut shot at the Minnesota Vikings practice, just over and over again. Nut shot. It should have like that Benny Hill song. Dun, 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 dun. Like it just.
You'd love to
Waba, do you
see
know
it.
who Benny Hill is?
I know the
Mm.
song. I do not know the person, but I know the
Oh
song.
my
That's the hill in Brockton that Benny died on in a sledding accident.
Oh, yo, rip Benny. They know.
I still
Man,
find it really weird that me and Pez could like have a whole episode of telling jokes and everything would go over your head. Like the
Because-
fact you didn't know OJ is just crazy.
Because we're old. And Wob is
true.
not as old as us.
And I heard from a wise man that with
Mhm.
age come wisdom.
Oh, well, Stevie is pretty wise. I'll give it to him. And I thought, forget it. I'm just old.
That's okay. We've accepted it.
So for those who have not been to the YouTube channel lately, first thing we want to do today is give a huge shout out to the content, because we had many videos go live that we
You
did
mean
on the
Pez.
spot interviews
You're giving a
from
shout out to
PAX.
Pez. Yeah.
But more importantly, to the person who edited all of them, scheduled them, and made them all look good, and he was the filmographer as well, the one Pez. So thank
Thanks,
you.
gentlemen.
Shout out and go check out those videos and in the comments write something nice about Pez. Like Pez is
I will.
I also want to give
beautiful.
a huge shout out to today to our friends over at Outright Games, because like I kind of knew the video was coming because like they asked for stuff, but the fact that we are at the very beginning of it, and they played a video of me and my daughter together that she was 3, she's 6. That's how long we've been doing this, and like she was so cute in it, and then Baby Waba ends it, like it's just like what, so
Yeah,
good.
Outright put together like a compilation of things we had sent, but we sent them a little bit ago. And but
Mhm.
the first thing is, so it's on Twitter and it's on YouTube. And as soon as their logo fades
On
out,
Instagram too.
it's on Instagram.
My mom
Perfect.
saw
Go
it.
go check. That's awesome. It fades to us and mostly Martinez when we had
Mhm.
him on, which is so cool that like we're the first shot, and then it does have like snippets of all the different ambassadors, people who submitted clips, like different tweets, and then there's a like Court and his daughter, me and my daughter. It was cool, and they're a really cool program. I
It's
don't
very
know. I
great.
don't know what else we can say, and we want to have Stevie on. We
And
talked
I've
about
got
him
a
a lot
giveaway
now, right?
going
It's
on
gonna be
right
great.
now for one of their games. Just hop onto my Twitter and you can enter, and you can win a copy of Bratz.
Woo!
Flaunt Your Fashion. My daughter loved that game.
I flop my fashion every day.
No, you don't.
What are
You
you
do
talking
the
about?
opposite of that. Pez is a sharp dresser. Waba,
This is a
What I
$3
have to do.
T-shirt from
how about this?
Runnies in
I'm going to
Maine.
be representing us at the Canadian Game Awards. I'll be there. I'll be wearing a suit.
You're gonna wear a suit,
Yeah, it's the Game Awards.
okay?
dude.
It's
You
an
gotta
actual award show, Pez. I have
dress
to.
to
Waba.
impress.
Yes, dress to impress. I'm thinking about getting a pocket square. I'm gonna be
You
wearing. I
need a
got
pocket
some.
square.
Yeah, I think
Pocket
so too. Right?
square. So
I
the
don't wanna wear a
pocket
tie.
square
I
and
hate ties.
okay. I was gonna say
A
if you do a
polo
tie,
tie.
if you do a tie, shut up, Waba. If you do a tie, the pocket square and the tie need to match. But if you're
Agreed,
not gonna
but
do a tie,
I
don't
think I'm
worry
gonna
about
go no tie, but with a pocket square, and then fancy socks. I was thinking either I have a pair of Mario socks, I have a Grogu socks, I have some Xbox socks. I gotta wear some, fancy socks. But I
Get
was thinking about
cufflinks.
going to get a new suit, but then I was like, that's a lot of money. I'm not gonna do that.
that. Wait till we're making buku YouTube bucks before you
Yeah.
go buy new suits.
You should get a sweater and then just a gold chain with a suit jacket over it.
No.
What if you dress up as the Hitman? What if you get a black suit, red tie, white shirt? Don't shave.
No.
That's such an. Someone else is gonna do that, and you're
You
gonna
tell
see
him
them
to
and you're
dress
like,
up as
man.
you tell him to dress up as the Hitman. He rolls in looking like Bret Hart. The jacket and the
Well,
glasses.
this is Canada, right?
It is Canada. It is Canada.
You should coordinate with a friend, and it's like one shows up as the assassin, the other shows up as the wrestler.
Yeah.
It's like, but I thought that'll be fun. When is that?
The 22nd.
Beautiful.
I'm excited. I'll be honest. It wasn't like I was invited. I had to buy a ticket, but friends of mine are part of it, and it's gonna be great to support, and it's gonna be cool to meet a whole bunch of new people, bunch of nerds like us.
You should make TikToks or something of you
Nope.
sneaking in, except you have a ticket, so it's all fake. But
TikToks.
I don't know.
I don't like
YouTube
TikTok.
short, whatever. Just make a video, be like, oh, we're gonna sneak into the Game Awards, but you have a ticket, so it's fine. But you can just
I don't. But
pretend.
that is not.
So
You know
people
what?
will think that
I'm
you're
gonna tell you this
sneaking in.
right now. That is not a bad idea at all.
I know.
And
a
I
great
put that in
idea.
the note.
Dude, the
Prepare
Zoomers
us,
would
like-
eat it up. Be like, look, like the security guards over there, and you can talk to them ahead of time. You can just set it up. Like,
Oh, the fact that I've got to put this down in a note because that's good.
we should have done that with PAX, dude. We should have
know.
like, dude, security's right there. We gotta.
Oh shh.
Next year.
Oh my god, this is gold. Gold, Jerry.
Gold Jerry.
Now every event we go to, it's gonna be some
Yeah.
dumb short.
Yeah.
I'm
Us being like,
sneaking
oh my God,
in.
We're gonna sneak in for
We're
the
gonna sneak
sixth
into the Bruins
convention in a
game.
row.
We're gonna sneak into the Bruins game. Oh, we snuck into the alumni box. Oh, we
Yeah, oh
snuck
my
into talking to Ray Bork.
Ray
I
Bork will never
forget.
know that we
I
talked to
interviewed him on Bruins Diehards. If we had a
Oh.
Bruins podcast, we could.
I mean, do you want to have a Bruins episode and just do
No.
that
I
next
mean,
time you're
we
here?
do.
But yeah, it's just called
Multiple
I
the
think
times
we
a
need
year.
to for the playoffs. I think we do. Like
He
we
might
could
need
talk
to.
about how Taylor Hall is healthy and they can't put him in the lineup because of cap reasons right now. And like his interview after practice today was the most hilarious thing I've ever heard. Like he was just like, I'm ready to go, but and I'm like,
But I
oh
gotta
my
wait
god,
6 games.
this is
Yeah,
awkward.
so he can play. So playoffs. I know he said we wouldn't do hockey. So playoffs, all bets are off in terms of salary. You
I
can
never
get
There's no
everybody in.
salary cap.
There's a
So
salary
basically
cap.
they can bring Forward back even if they put him on LTIR. Can they bring him back?
Yes, he'll be back for the playoffs.
Yeah,
So
bro, they can put me in the lineup then.
Yeah, there's no salary cap in the playoffs.
Perfect.
correct.
All right. So we'll do Bruins stuff. We'll do more hockey talk once the playoffs start because it's an amazing year.
Is that our new visual novel game, Hockey Talk?
Hockey
Walkie
talk.
talk.
Walkie Talk.
Uh,
Welcome to Hockey
Instead
Talk,
of coffee
everybody.
talk, well, we should email them for the spinoff. So let's talk about some other big news that's coming up. We are going to be talking about the PlayStation Summer Showcase, and the biggest little factoid from it is that there is a rumor of a new handheld. Guys, Vita enjoyers want to know, what are your thoughts about a new Sony handheld?
The summer showcase and the handheld are two different things
Why?
because they're not the same.
Hmm.
So the handheld, I'll clear up both. As the host of a PlayStation podcast, the handheld was
My note
reported.
that I wrote says PlayStation Summer Showcase
Yeah, I
with
know, but
rumor of handheld.
I noticed you were reading off the prompter. That's fine. We appreciate it. Like I could definitely say that you're reading off it. The summer showcase was first reported by Jeffy Grub is a rumor right now, but if you look at it, you've got Ubisoft and on the 17th, and you've got Xbox on the 18th. So you're gonna have what it was supposed to be for Summer Games Fest. PlayStation's gonna have to go somewhere before that. We can get into the handheld after by Tom Henderson, but it's more of like, what are they gonna show? Because obviously you're gonna show something around E3 time. Obviously, we're going to be probably seeing Spider-Man 2. But it's for something for WABA, I think we're gonna see something from Sony Bend. We haven't seen anything since Days Gone.
Lord.
Besides them complaining to their blue in the face that they got, robbed of a game that wasn't that good. I apologize, it wasn't, but WABA liked it.
I mean, it's
Um,
really good.
They
I
treated
loved
the
it.
it was not that good.
Platinum.
My hype moment that I think will happen is that we see Ghost of Tsushima 2. We
Crap.
just see a trailer for it. That's it. That's all we get. That's all we get is a trailer, and then me and Pez are done because we love that game. But I think we're gonna get Spider-Man 2. I think we're going to get some game that's off in the distant future. I don't think we'll see anything from Wolverine. And for Spider-Man 2, I think we're gonna get like a villains trailer because I think they're gonna do its own state of play and have a whole blow up before the game releases in September. At the same time as Starfield. Let's get it
You're right.
on. And I would think that they're gonna have some sort of third party there. Now, if we already know that what's it called is delayed, the DC game, then maybe it's not gonna be Call of Duty. Like I don't know what third party.
They're gonna have Capcom there, and they're gonna show more of Street. When is the showcase? After, like, they might show like
June.
so it's already gonna be out. So Street Fighter's coming out in June. So
Final
they're gonna
Fantasy?
show the next
Final Fantasy.
season of Street Fighter because
fair enough.
Sony owns Evo, which is gonna be happening in July, and they're gonna want to promote the Capcom Cup. So they always
makes
do a character release, so they're gonna do a character trailer there. Guaranteed
sense.
it. Clip it and ship it.
And then I
Gentlemen.
think we're gonna get Last of Us Factions.
Gentlemen, I'm gonna go with
Let's broaden our
zany.
minds.
I'm going with
Lawrence?
a zany Capcom prediction. They show us a teaser for Monster Hunter 6,
Wow.
exclusive
streets?
to PlayStation,
Oh, that sounds like something
like
would
they
do.
did with Monster Hunter World.
Dang.
That is my spiciest take on
spicy.
what they're gonna show.
That is a Pez hat hit the ceiling take brought to you by
So
Tim Hortons.
We each get our thing. So Ghost of Tsushima, I think will just be a thing. My spicy take that I think happens that day is we get the beta for Last of Us Factions, and it's now live. Play it right now.
I have a spicy take. Persona X, which is going to be a mobile game, announced for console port. There's too much money to be made.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're right.
if you look at Persona
Sold well.
games, they all come out on PlayStation first. All of them.
I thought that deal was done though. Like Xbox even made a thing about that, saying like, and Atlas pretty much said like that deal's over. I'm not wrong here, right? I know I don't play.
No, well, their stuff came out on Games Pass day and date.
But I thought Atlas made a point of saying like their deal with Sony is over. Like their games are coming out everywhere. They made a point of this. But Sega did too. So.
Yeah. So, but this game is only on mobile, which stinks. But apparently, it's good. So I have to like play it, which like nobody,
Do you think Final Fantasy? It's only on PlayStation.
When did the last one even come out? Do people care about that anymore? Jeez.
There's a Final Fantasy coming out this year. Final Fantasy 16 comes out this year. We just saw a trailer for it.
Yeah, we'll probably get more news then. Because
do we get Harry Potter DLC?
I think I read somewhere that Avalanche was like, yeah, we're good. We don't want to.
Yeah, they said they're not doing it, but they also don't. They do like money.
Yeah, money
talks. That game sold some of the biggest numbers of the year, right? As of right now, I think it's the top selling game. Is it not?
I'm pretty sure it is.
There better be something for PSVR, like a new big game for it.
Well,
give me Hatsune Miku on it. Why not? They already got Ai Kitsune. Like nobody likes her.
Bobby Miller is saying Sony will announce a major acquisition at the PlayStation Showcase.
Who would they acquire?
Square Enix is the only one I could think they could. It's the only one that makes sense.
I don't know if they'd want to though, because they already have an exclusive relationship.
Yeah, but that exclusive relationship's gonna. I think those exclusive relationships. I think those type of relationships are not going to be allowed soon. I think that's what they're going to clamp down on.
Watch them get Square Enix, and then Xbox is like, you can't do that, and then Sony's like, yeah, we can, but they don't understand the irony of doing the exact same thing to them with Activision.
Well, that Activision Blizzard thing's going through, and
it's
making me like, no one buy Diablo. It's coming to Game Pass. Like it's the way I look at it. I'm like, that game's gonna be.
Oh, that's right.
You play it on PC Game Pass.
I have not pre-ordered it yet, so I think I'm gonna
wait. The fact that it has a console coming.
I did not play the beta.
I didn't play the beta either. You played it, Paz?
Yeah, I did play it. It was not enjoyable to me by myself, but it was enjoyable with a friend. Yeah.
You have friends?
Yeah.
Online friends. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Why would you do? Oh, I watched big creators play it, and it looked really good. I'm actually really excited for it. I didn't want to play it because it's like, oh man, I can't wait to do this, or I got this cool thing, and it doesn't matter.
I'm going dark on that game, just like I am with Jedi. I know that that's why I didn't put it in the agenda. That new trailer dropped, the new gameplay dropped for Jedi Fallen Order, and nope, I am not watching. Mr. Midas, he was like, hey, I got all this, go watch my video. I'm like, I will click on your video and like it, but I will not watch a second of it because I don't want to see anymore. That's pretty much that. Starfield and Diablo and Spider-Man are my most anticipated games. And like, if I don't play anything else, I'm like, like Star Wars, I will put everything into. Diablo, Horizon in a couple weeks. I'm excited for. But those are my anticipation games. Maybe Minecraft Legends. That looks pretty cool. But I don't see what else is coming this year.
Oh man. Well, you're not gonna play it.
Oh yeah, I'm not playing Zelda. I don't even care.
Advance Wars Remake.
No one cares.
I know. That game, I'll play it too.
I literally have so much care. I have enough care for both of us, Court. That's how much I care about that game.
I haven't even talked about how I can never play MLB The Show again because this arm is done.
Yeah, Court's on injured reserve.
Seriously. It's called an IL in baseball.
Carpal tunnel.
My man's gonna have Tommy John surgery.
I have like a bandage to put around my arm.
Where do you put the Wiimote in that?
You can go, play Wii baseball instead.
I had a theory behind
the Wii Adventure, the Ring Fit Adventure. I had that.
I had a theory behind this, and Pez kind of strengthened that theory. So last year, I played MLB The Show mainly on Xbox, and then I switched to PlayStation, and then my arm started hurting. And then this year, I played 91 hours of the game. Way too much when you think of the game just came up. And I've been playing it only on PlayStation with the DualSense Edge. Cool looking controller and all.
Telling you, it's something to do with the
Grabbing the
controller.
Xbox controller, it's a lot smaller.
Something to do with the controller.
I think you're right, dude.
Because when I play it on Xbox, because I have a bad wrist. When I play a lot on PlayStation, my wrist hurts. But I go play on Xbox, my wrist is fine.
So, and that's what I'm.
It's baseball, dude. There's like no controls in it. You hit a button. How is this? What is happening?
I think, like, the regular DualSense is a lot lighter. The DualSense Edge, it's a heavy controller.
I'm not blaming you guys for getting hurt because, as you know, I'm the softest of all.
Elite
I'm
Series
just
2
surprised.
is Pez knows it's my favorite. That's my favorite controller. And it's not even a little bit. I just feel like it fits your hand. Like when I'm holding an Xbox controller, it's in the palm of my hand, and my hand like caresses it like you're cuddling with your significant other. And then when I'm a PlayStation controller, the actual handles go past my hands. Like they're at the bottoms here. But the Xbox controller, it's cradled in, and it's almost like it's, I don't know, it fits better. Is that
Mod
a-
and
is that
use use a DDR, Matt. Be an adult.
Well, I am
Use
console
a
agnostic.
DDR.
I am not the person that, oh, I have to play it on such and such console. Like
Yeah.
MLB The Show is a PlayStation game, and it has the DualSense functionalities, which are very cool. But like, for example, like Diablo, I'm gonna play that on PC.
Oh,
So,
good.
and that means I'm also gonna play it on Xbox because it's gonna be on Game Pass.
Mhm.
Redfall, it's only on Game Pass, but any game, my rule is wherever the game is better, that's where I'm gonna play it. Like if there's Dolby Atmos, Dolby
rule.
Vision, they won't have that on PlayStation. But you sure as poop have it on like NHL. When you gave me the option, Bobby, you're like, what do you want to play it on? I played it on Xbox because it's got Dolby Vision and it looks better. It
It's
looks
coming
better.
to Xbox too next month.
Game Pass next week.
Yep.
Next
Can't
week.
wait.
Next week.
I'm gonna be playing some Isha with the boys, and by that I mean like Hike Shadow. But
Yeah. Well, he does it have cross save?
No,
Oh, sorry.
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But this controller is my favorite by far. By far. Best controller out there.
It doesn't give you Tommy John either.
Tommy on.
Seriously.
Tommy
It
John.
feels good in my
Very
hand.
silent.
Speaking of MLB, may I wax poetic about my experience this past week with it?
100%.
Of course you may.
Okay, let me start by saying I have fun with MLB The Show. I enjoy my time with it. I recognize that there are a lot of things that it does right. I'm also very lost in the sauce on NHL. So I'm just stating the facts. I found myself over time not feeling like I had to play to the point where I have stopped playing, not indefinitely. And I feel like the ability to get a good team very easily, at least for me, works against it, which is interesting because I feel like a lot of people like that. Because I got Mookie on day one. Shout out me, I'm the best. But I, got my Ortiz card, and then after that, I was like, there are all these players I don't care about, but I have like a 90 overall team or something. And then it's like, okay, I'm just kind of doing the conquest, and it's like the same thing, like 3 and
But there's weekly content. Like on Friday, you're gonna get the Brave City Connect jerseys. They look pretty sexy. Like I know I want them, but then you're gonna be as someone that's played the game. Pez and I know there is going to be, they always release legends halfway through the year that they're not in here right now. So you could get Nomar Garcia Parra out of nowhere, and then you're going to want to play the game to get him.
It's interesting because I feel like the draw of NHL for me is you get good cards later on.
Yeah.
So you have to start planning now. But for this, you can get good cards right away.
Well,
and also too, I feel like the things to do, it's like you don't want to play online because the people are jerks and they throw in the dirt. So the online experience, in my opinion, is like
Yeah, but I feel the same about NHL.
non-existent.
Like, unless you play online, you can't get cards.
That's fair. So I'm not saying it's not good. I'm just saying from me with the NHL background, I'm very surprised that after a week, I am I'm like
So,
I'm not burnt out,
question
but
for you, Lava.
I'm good.
Question for you. But you're not, though, because they're sets, right? So that set, you won't be able to use those cards eventually. But say this was an NHL game and you're able to get like an amazing Bergeron, but you haven't got amazing Marchand yet. But you know there's probably going to be one coming later because that's the way this works, right? Like right now you can get the 92 sale, but that doesn't mean there's going to be a 99 Ortiz. There's definitely going to be a 99 Ortiz that just isn't available yet, but that's coming. The 99 Ortiz is coming. The 99 Johnny Damon is coming. Like these cards are Euclid we haven't seen yet, right, Pez? So
Correct.
Ukes usually he's always in the game, so he hasn't been shown yet. So there's gonna be like I'm guessing he'll get like a 92. He'll be like the next captain. Hey Pez,
Yeah.
that's my guess.
Yep.
He'll be Series 2 captain. Because Ortiz is Series 1, so Series 2 will be Euclid. There is a rumor that Nomar Garcia Perez is coming and that Jose Batista is coming. So for me, it's like I've got to figure out a way to make my arm okay. Because if Batista goes in the game, you better believe I'm going to break off my arm to play this game. Like, Jesus. But that's what they do. They release content on a weekly basis. The drip is good. I felt with NHL, the drip is terrible.
I don't know. It's interesting because the content schedule and ability to get stuff is very good in MLB, but in NHL you're rewarded for like playing online, but you have
Not
to
true.
wait. It's
Not
it's
true.
interesting
Because all right, so I think there's also
Tell 'em,
two.
Pez.
I think there's also two factors here. One, you're a competitive NHL player, and you're a,
Okay.
I'm gonna say a casual MLB player, right?
Very.
So-
That's a stretch, but yes.
So so I think what MLB did this year is they're placating to the online ranked people that are like, well, I don't have time to grind to get a good team. So they're like, okay, this year we'll do sets. We're going to do it different. So for us, like offline people who are, if we don't want to grind, like we don't have to, there's really no point in us having 99 cards other than like the set collection, which is what the whole premise is
Yeah,
about.
like I want the Chipper Jones.
Is doing all these, is doing the set collection so you can get all these like, 99 Chisholm and all this stuff.
There's a 99 Pedro Martinez, Boston Red Sox.
Yep, that sure is. Bet your bottom dollar I'm working towards them. But there's I think the thing this year is when they go to set 2 and they release like the 94 Ortiz, it's possible, and I'm not saying I know one way or the other, but it's possible you need that 92 Ortiz to add him to the collection. I
think the captains are very important.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be captain programs where like you can only use captain cards because that's what they're going to do. Once set 2 comes out, they're going to be like, hey, so you can use set 1 cards, but you can only use them in programs or this. And that's the only way you can use them.
But as a diehard show person, I've also found myself enjoying some of the other modes a lot. Like March to October, I think I didn't give it a shot last year. I love it. And I keep telling Waba to play it because as a franchise guy, so what I like about this is as a franchise guy, you get your weekly scouting setup. You still get to do free agency. You still get to do the draft, but you don't have to play every game. So it'll just drop you into key moments, right? So you're not playing 162 baseball games because Lord knows.
I think
that's
it's
a lot of
20.
games.
I think you only play 24 games or something like
Yeah.
that. And you only play a couple innings, right?
Yeah, so it'll drop you in the 7th inning, tied up, and it'll just say, okay, win or hold the lead, or like I was just playing downstairs because I have a thing on the Xbox and it says drop me in the 9th inning and it said like save the game to win, or it'll player lock you on like Raffy Devers and you do a game and it says if you play well with him he gets a boost through the whole season.
Ooh.
Right, so it's a bunch of like different stuff that I think you might find more enjoyable than just the
get
card grind.
XP towards the card grind by doing this mode.
That I
One of my
like.
biggest gripes about NHL, where it's like they don't reward you for playing that game at all.
No,
It's
well-
interesting. I think the XP is really good. I love the way the market's set up. Like, I love that you can put just a buy order, like, or you can just sell it to the highest current bidder. Like, it's so intuitive, and I love. It blows my mind that there's no like universal like account for NHL, so you can see what your friends get. Like, that's so silly. It's such a cool thing. So there's a lot of I do like. I just feel like, and maybe the game's set up this way so you don't have to like spend so much time playing it. But like, it's interesting how when NHL comes out, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play this in like all my free time. But with this, I'm like, oh, like I'm gonna take a little break, and I don't feel like I've missed a step. And maybe that's okay. And yeah, it's just it's interesting because I only do one sports release on day and date, and MLB The Show is now my second one that I've done. But I like it. It's just it's a very different experience, and that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just something I'm not used to.
Fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm just happy.
But,
I'm just happy you jumped into it because now, as an EA creator, as part of the EA Creator Network, maybe some of that feedback gets heard somewhere else because both NHL and I'm not just talking NHL, Madden does the same thing. Does not allow you to have the same team over your consoles. Does not do cloud save. Like doesn't do any of that. Do I think they're gonna? No, because that's how they milk you, right? That's how they get you. But man, I'm just glad
I just want NHL to have the grind for cards and stuff like that to not only be
Squad
online
battles?
mode. Like the way they do and their moments
the
in
moments are very
NHL
good.
are absolutely horse poop. Like the score 2 goals and it's 2 shorthanded goals in a
In
you
a
get 3
minute.
minute to score. Like, oh
I hate
come
it.
on, that's
I
the
hate it.
dumbest
It's an
thing I've ever
actual
seen.
chore. I love how you go in. It's like get one hit, you get a hit, and it's like okay, you're done.
And there's
You mean I
no
don't have to basically like take outs, like intentionally strike out to end the game?
Like it
And
doesn't.
there's-
They shouldn't make you play the game differently than you would. That's what I don't like. NHL
and
does that, and then they also don't reward you at all.
there's no
Their
objective
grind is
tracker.
terrible. No,
Where's your objective tracker offline? Come on, people. How am I supposed to know what a hit in your game is? Because your game doesn't know what a hit is. Right? So I'm tracking this. I'm like, oh, I got 5 hits. I go into the end of the first period. Oh, you have 1. I'm like, this is great. I love it. Love this game. Love it here. Everything's roses.
But anyway, I just wanted to share my experience because I know we have, you guys are show fans. I'm a first time show player, and I know there are other folks who enjoy the game. So again, I'm not dumping on the game. I think it's good. Maybe I will revisit it when there are those cards I like. Because again, admittedly, I don't know or care about new players. I like the boomers. I picked a card just because of how it looked, and I own it. So
Okay.
that's how it is. Our last topic for today, or maybe one of
No.
them. Not
It's not.
last.
So I wanted to talk about
We
real
We
quick.
gotta talk about the movie.
I want
That was-
to
Oh, the handheld?
before we touch on that, I want to talk about the Vita too.
Yes,
That's right. Thank you, Pez. Bringing it back.
Because I am a huge PlayStation Vita person. Okay, love my PlayStation Vita. I love my PSP.
so you're
I
gonna be
think-
disappointed then.
I think Sony makes a great handheld. And here's my hot take: I don't want them to make one.
Here's the other hot take. Did you guys read Tom Henderson's article about it?
No.
So it is not a Vita. It is a Wi-Fi only playing off your PS5. It's hot garbage.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
cool
a
because
Steam
I
Deck.
can-
That's not.
I can already do that on
Oh,
my
it's an
Steam
iPad.
Deck.
It's an iPad with a controller hooked up to it.
But you know what? Fine. I'm okay with that. You want to know why? Because I don't trust Sony, and I am a Sony gamer, PS5 sitting there. I don't trust Sony to support a PS5, a PSVR, and then a PS Vita. And
Fair enough.
there is nothing that Sony has done in the past to show me that they can run a handheld and a console at the same time and support both 100%. PS4, PSVR, right? Didn't do it. PSVR basically was dusted 6 to 12 months later. Most manufacturers can't put out a handheld and a console and support it both well. Because even when you look at Nintendo, I think the last time Nintendo did it well was maybe the Wii and the 3DS, right? Because the Wii U wasn't it. Doesn't matter how many good games were on it. It wasn't it. All like 2 of them. But it's very hard to support a handheld and a console at the same time. And Sony, out of all of them, is the one that I do not trust to do that. Not even average. I don't trust them to do it well, and I definitely don't trust them to do it at all. So don't put your resources and time into a handheld. You want to do your little, your little Steam Deck 2 and, Mickey Mouse it that way, go for it. I can already remote play on my Steam Deck. I've done it downstairs for my MLB The Show grind. Go for it. But you know what?
Of course you have.
Of course I have. But I don't trust Sony to be able to put both out and then be able to support all 3, because VR2 already seems like it's in the back. Already seems like it's like not being paid attention to anymore. They had an awesome release. They had a great game with Call of the Mountain, and then Bupkis.
That's my concern too. And I loved the Vita. I still do. It was basically the machine that had all the games that I wanted. A lot of localized games. Excellent. Like I bring it on plane rides and stuff like that when I was, traveling more. And if you want to make it like, what am I gonna do with this? Why do I want to play my PlayStation 5 games on a handheld? I have a console that I spent a crazy amount of money on for that. And you want to know something that's crazy? That Xbox that I have, which cost a quarter of that, there's a product that will likely be less than whatever handheld this is, that you can attach to the back of the Xbox, and it flips up like a screen, and you just bring your box wherever you want.
Like I said before, or you could take your tablet or your phone and just play on it.
Nobody's asking for this. Whatever he's describing. And to Pez's thing, I don't want them to basically be like, well, we have to focus on, handheld. We can't do VR. You spend so much money on VR. It's great tech. People love it. Court, you had a bunch of great things to say.
I love the darn thing.
There's a lot of great developers making great games. Why would you be like, okay, hey, here's this cool thing. But instead of focusing on that, let's tell you about this new thing you don't want. Oh, okay. So I guess everything will fail.
They made it for, I can tell you who they made it for. They made it for new dads that can't put the PlayStation on in their office, but want to grind Destiny, MLB The Show, something like that, while their kid is watching Cocomelon downstairs.
All right.
You want to know why? Because with my PS Vita, I was that guy. I was grinding the stupid little Destiny challenges while my kid was watching TV.
Hey, new dad, you know what I did? I brought my gaming laptop upstairs. I had my kid in between my lap, and I was playing remote play on my laptop. Playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Or I brought the console up like an adult. They're not going anywhere, okay? Go buy they have beds where the child will not turn over. There's technology.
What?
There are swings. You don't need to...
What are you saying?
I'm basically telling them that the kid's gonna be fine. I'm not saying put him on the couch and go downstairs. I'm saying
it's fine.
It's your turn to watch them. They have a lot of different things that you can have the baby be safe in and still be able to play video games, not like some Zoomer on a extra handheld that nobody wants, okay? If it's for the new dads, don't be that. Well, be a new dad, but don't be asking for this. All right?
Don't be that.
We've done this. All right, this isn't it's some of our first rodeo, but like, don't give in, okay?
Don't forget me when I'm gone. My heart escapes. Do you even know that, Wawa?
No, that's why I'm laying down a sick beat.
It's
For those Zoomer new dads who need... You know why they probably need that? Is because they're so low attention span that they need to put Cocomelon on for themselves while they play video games so they don't lose attention during cutscenes.
They can only hear the piano snaps them back into reality.
It's like those things. There's like all the TikToks with like Family Guy, but then on the bottom is some app, like some game. There are actually Twitch streamers that are now putting their gameplay, but then they put like a Family Guy clip and then like an app, and just because the joke is people needed to pay attention, but it's not a joke.
Nope.
Don't do it anyway. I don't know. I'm not happy about that. And now that you say it's going to be just Wi-Fi remote play, I'm out. How about the PS TV? Was that good? The thing that did the same exact thing that remote played your TV or that your console? How'd that do? Oh, that's right. Half the people here weren't even alive when it came out because it was gone to flash. Come on now.
PS Vita TV made no sense.
It made sense from a collector standpoint because that thing skyrocketed, but that's about it. That's the only good use for it. Stonks.
Donks.
So, talking about stonks and making $1 billion, let's talk about the Mario movie.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna say before we get right into it. That movie will be the #1 selling movie this year. Like, I don't know if it's gonna beat Avatar because I still don't know anybody that saw it, but somehow everybody in the world saw it. But that movie, it's true.
I
That movie,
haven't seen Avatar 2.
I know that's what I'm saying, but yet it got everybody's like, oh, everybody's seeing Avatar. I'm like,
Did you know he's gonna make a sequel too?
But I haven't found one person. I've never talked to one of my friends who's like, oh, I went and saw Avatar. No one. Yet somehow everybody in the world saw this movie. I saw the Rotten Tomato score for Mario, and the first thing that came to mind was Sonic. Because Sonic's Rotten Tomato score for Sonic 1 and 2 is absolutely atrocious. Yet the user score, I went and saw Sonic 2 with my daughter in the movie theater. I came out messaging Pez going, this movie's amazing.
True.
Movie's fantastic. So I am going to see Mario on Sunday, and I truly, truly feel that I'm going to be happy as a pig in poop when I walk out.
Gamers don't know what they want, and I don't listen to them. But you should listen to us.
But
I'm
critics,
talking about
no, it's critics.
I'm
It's
talking
critics.
about other people. Okay, listen to us when it comes to games. Don't listen to anyone else.
Yeah, fair.
Because like Metacritic doesn't know what they're talking about. We do. But Metacritic doesn't know what they're talking about when it comes to games. Rotten Tomatoes doesn't know what they're talking about when it comes to movies. We do. So listen to us.
I
haven't seen the movie, but it's good. Listen to us.
I don't necessarily care what critics say. Like if I'm gonna go when it comes to movies, like if I want to see a movie, I'll see it. Right? Because here's the thing with a movie, if I go at 11 a.m. with my kid, we're spending $20 on tickets. We do the super cheap thing and go to the dollar store before to get her candy and stuff because we're not spending my 401k on popcorn and snow caps. But if I want to go see a movie and it stinks and it was $20, then it stinks. That's fine. But if I have to spend $70
stinks
on a video game and it's trash, that's when I get mad. So, I will, when it comes to video games, I'll read some reviews. I mostly will listen to what Court and Waba say because we all have a nice dichotomy of what we play. But
these are facts. If Waba really likes a turn-based game, I know I'm out.
You're out.
But movies, dude, first off, I don't care about places like Rotten Tomatoes at all because my taste is going to be different than some bungus ex-drama teacher that only cares about the cinematography of Super Mario
Well,
Bros,
did you see
right?
there was one guy's review that was like, how can they expect us to believe that two plumbers then go into this? And I'm like, oh my God, are you trying to dissect the whole lore of Mario and thinking that it makes sense? What is with you people?
It doesn't make
kids
like
movie. Nothing makes sense about it. It's a talking mushroom.
I'm not going to
Did you see that
send
thing about how the mushrooms come from dead Marios? Like, come on now.
like I'm not going to send
Wow.
if the Chicago Tribune is going to send my 85-year-old grandpa to go see the Mario movie, I don't care what he has to say. I don't care. Because, hey, I grew up playing Mario. My first ever NES game was Super Mario Bros. 2, the Japanese version. And I only remember that because the mushroom killed me. And I was like, I don't understand this game. Why is this mushroom that's supposed to help me killing me? So I grew up playing these games, right? I love these Nintendo games. So for me, it's going to be like a nostalgia trip. And I get that a lot of it is like, oh, hey, we're going to play to the moms and dads who have disposable income that have played these games before. But who cares? That's what it's supposed to be. That's why Ghostbusters Afterlife came out and everyone loved it, right? Because it was like
that movie was amazing.
It was incredible.
It was great.
Incredible, except for the kid in the movie theater who, at the end, when it was like to Harold or whatever, remember Harold, he goes,
Harold
who's
Ramis,
Harold?
yeah.
He goes, who's Harold? And I turned around and I was like, you better put respect on that man's name. And he was like, I'm sorry.
We stopped him.
Yeah, and then I punched him.
That was the last movie he ever saw.
Don't punch
That's
people.
right.
Then he was in the sequel. He was a ghost.
But no, I agree with Pez. I 100% agree with you because like Into the Spider-Verse is coming out. Mind you, that looks unbelievable. But I think this is one of those situations where we all grew up loving this character, and even Chris Pratt's in it. Like my daughter's really excited, and Sean Capri, good friend of mine, he went and saw this today with his family. He is a huge Nintendo nerd. He loved the movie. You know what that tells me? I'm gonna love the movie, and my daughter's gonna love the movie. I am so excited to see this movie on Sunday. Like I'm getting at Cineplex in Canada, you can get the gold box that
Oh
that
yeah.
Mario jumps, the jump box. Those are your popcorn boxes, and so you can.
Whoa.
I know, right? So I'm buying that to be my popcorn box, and I'm going to see the Mario movie, and my daughter is super hyped. It's on Sunday. Everybody's gonna be doing their religious thing. I'm gonna be going to the movies. It's gonna be fantastic, and there's gonna be no one there, hopefully. But I truly feel a lot of the times that we don't give review scores. People, I'm almost to the point where I don't want to hear a score. Just is it worth playing or worth watching? Because I like dumb action movies,
Mhm.
like Last Action Hero, like dumb action movies that we grew up with in the 80s. Pez loves horror movies. I don't so much, but if Pez says this horror movie's got it's better, I'd believe him. Like right now for me, the Mario movie looks amazing. Air with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, the two Boston boys. That movie looks amazing, but I'm sure there's not much to it, but it looks great. Like I don't whenever they say, "Oh, this movie's been nominated for the Oscar," the movie that won, I watched it. I was too confused. I couldn't follow along.
Mm.
Maybe I'm just too dumb. I don't know.
I
Wasn't for
just,
me.
if we expect everything to be a 9 out of 10, nothing's a 9 out of 10. That's what we say in our reviews because it's true, right? So if
Yep.
everyone wants the Mario movie to be 100%, it's never going to be because different strokes and all that, right? So I don't know. Don't listen, especially with movies where it's such a low entry to like get in and
Yeah.
watch a movie.
And if you want to go see it, go see it.
Go see it, right? But if like you want to drop, if you don't know if you want to drop $70 on freaking Mario and Rabbids 2, the Starshine game, then you go check out a review somewhere and you're like, okay, maybe this is for me. Because here's the thing, with game reviews, they'll show you gameplay, and if you're like, yeah, I like this, I'm into it, then go buy it. But a movie, hour of your time, 10, $20, 2 hours of your time, and then you move on. You say, that movie stunk, and then you move on.
Even
listen
game
to us.
reviews. Waba told me to play Persona 5. He waxed poetic about this game for 2 years.
So good though.
I wanted to burn my eyes after playing it for 2 hours.
I knew Cole would hate it.
What did win game of the year last year? Elden Ring. I couldn't care less more about Elden Ring. What is my favorite game over the last couple of years? The Division 2. Not everybody likes it, but I love the game. Because you know why? Everybody likes something different. Waba loves NHL because he likes hurting himself. You
He's a
know,
masochist.
Just emotionally.
yeah,
You
mo-
like
that's,
it
that's,
'cause-
that's you're a masochist.
But
100%.
I'm excited for Mario because it's gonna be my daughter's first movie theater movie,
What?
which is very fun.
Bury
So
the lead here, eh?
yeah, so she was she was too young, and then everything shut down. And I've been seeing movies, every now and then I'll take like a half day or something and go
Yeah,
like,
you see
from
terrible
recline
Marvel movies in the theater. I know
or
you do.
Black Adam, which was
Oh, why?
amazing.
No, it wasn't.
I love that movie.
I watched it on HBO. It was so bad.
So I'm excited to bring her. So I'm gonna be seeing it on the 15th. I think I won't be able to see it this weekend. But my internet provider was doing a thing where I think I get 2 free tickets to see it through like a website. So I'm gonna do that. But also I put in for a request for a Mario box, and they just sent me like this care package, and it's just cool. It's not like an influencer, it's just for their customers. So it's just cool, like all the marketing and stuff, and like getting her hype again. You guys were talking about like, oh, people are diaper babies about the scores. Hey, fools! Remember, at the end of the day, this is a movie for all ages, so like, don't be super critical on it. Not you guys, but just in general. But they sent us to get us hype popcorn, candy, which my wife is gonna steal, crayons.
That was
for
all
me.
free?
Yeah, and an activity kit for her. So the crayons, look at this. It's got like little stuff from the movie Peach, which is Grandpa's favorite, as she knows.
My daughter loves Peach.
My brother-in-law, that's his favorite. That's what she knows. I mean, she doesn't need to know all this. It's pretty cool. It comes with this like stand like this. It turns into a square. I'm not gonna do it because then it'll get bent. But like, it's really cool. And then I'm not gonna unfold it, but I'm gonna get it framed. It's a movie poster for this, and I'm like, this is just fun. Like, and that's like what we should want, and it's gonna be great to enjoy with your kids. And if you have kids, like, I know we're all excited about it. Like, just don't be so critical. It might not have Goombas might not be canon or something in this movie. There might be a different lore behind them, but like, it's gonna be fun for the kids, and that's I think
Well,
that's
that's
gonna
like
be
one of
that
my
means it's gonna be fun for us.
one of my favorite movies that I've watched this year, and I went with my daughter in the theater, was the new Puss in Boots.
Oh, it's
That
so
movie's
good.
amazing.
So
That
good.
movie's amazing.
So good.
Amazing.
Have you seen it, Waba?
I have not.
Oh
I
my
never got
God.
into Puss in Boots.
Little Waba cannot see it. It is scary as sin.
Oh my
They say it's
gosh.
a kid's movie, but man, it's
The
scary.
wolf is
Death.
my
It's not a
favorite.
wolf. It's death.
Well,
She
The
loves
whistle.
bad. She
The
hates the bad
whistle.
the
wolf.
whistle.
And he's got the Candyman sickles. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness
He's my
gracious!
That's
favorite character.
horrifying.
It is
Waba
a
might be
fantastic movie. My
It's
11-year-old has watched it like 4 or 5 times. She loves it.
The animation in it is phenomenal.
Yep. They do a very good job between moving. So in non-fight scenes, it's a very fluid, like 60 frames. And then in combat scenes, no, this is what they said. They run it at like 60 frames. And then in combat scenes, they drop it to like 20 to 25. So it looks like
It's
the
fantastic.
Spider-Verse, like a
Yes.
Spider-Verse, like almost like stop motion type. So you can tell the difference. And it just blends incredibly. It is
Unbelievable job.
the best, probably the best movie I've seen this year.
100%. Yes, right up there.
I took my daughter. We went to go see it in the movie theater just on a whim. I was like, "Hey, what do you want to do?" She's like, "Oh, let's go see Puss in Boots." And we walked out, and we were both just blown away by how good it was.
So good.
And
I still think Spider-Verse is going to be the best movie we see this year.
probably. You know what is confirmed, lads and lasses out there in podcast land? Shrek 5.
We met Shrek at Universal when I was there.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did he have a Scottish accent?
No, but he was pretty sweaty and smelly.
Oh, I bet. You
What's
know
in
what?
that?
We all are in Florida. It
It
happens.
was like 84 degrees that day. It
yeah,
was-
we're all sweaty and smelly in
it was
Florida.
Right.
Shrek's struggling in there, but
Robbie Bobby Miller, you have to go see Puss in Boots. Go see it.
any final thoughts for the folks before we say goodbye to them this week?
Do what you want, and honestly, go to it's Easter this weekend. Your kid's gonna get lots of candy and they're gonna drive you crazy. But do yourself a favor. Be a kid for a weekend. Pick one day this weekend with your kid and do what they want to do. Just be like, what do you want to do? If they want to do like this morning for breakfast, my daughter wanted to have a tea party while having breakfast. So we had a tea party while having breakfast. You know what? She's happy for it. Do what you want. Do what your kid wants to do just for one activity this weekend. And be a
Unless it's
kid together.
crime.
Well, and
No,
be
especially if it's crime.
that's weird. And just be a kid again. Just be a kid again. See how it feels. See how you like it.
Speaking of sweaty and smelly, did you guys hear what the state bird is for Florida?
No.
It's the Dove bar soap.
I don't have any last final words for the week after
Great.
that.
Great.
Bergeron is perfect. Go watch Behind the Bee and binge it like I did.
But
All
also, if you guys haven't, go to the YouTube page, 3 Dads on a Console, and seriously check out all the stuff that
Speaking of sweaty and stinky,
we did. Oh yeah, I was sweaty and stinky. That
I
we
didn't-
did
dude,
for,
You think I
PAX East.
was? I brought like separate clothes. I brought deodorant. I brought all the hand soaps. I wasn't part of the problem. I was
may have
actually.
been. But here's the
Oh,
thing:
okay.
I don't care because I had a mask on, so I can't smell anyone else's stench, and they can't smell mine. Dude, there were times when I was just ripping farts while we were walking around the showcase floor. And you know what? You couldn't tell. No one could tell because we have masks on. It's all good, baby. But seriously, go check out our interviews. We interviewed some great writers, creative directors, developers, social media managers, and content creators.
And check out and wish list their games if they're not out already. If you like them.
Dude,
Thank you, folks,
WrestleQuest-
for joining us. Oh God, It's gonna be so good.
I can't wait.
Make sure again, youtube.com/3dads.a console. If you want to join us live every Wednesday around 7:30 to 8ish
I think it'll be 8:00
start
now.
time. We might be changing the time, but you can join us at youtube.com/3dads.a console. We've got some awesome folks who joined us in chat today. Thank you very much for your comments. We do read and react usually in text form, or they'll usually make me laugh and throw me off, which is totally fine. Make sure to rate us 5 stars on your podcast platform of choice, and I don't know, go catch the Mario star. I don't know I don't play Nintendo. Bye, guys.